Hey everyone, I'm Brad. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get started investing in the stock market. I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's jump right in. So before you can invest, the number one thing you need to do is research. So doing your own research, learning little by little every single day will help you find options that are going to fit your goals, what you're going for with your investments. Are you trying to build passive income with dividends? Then you're going to want to invest in certain things for that. So do your research, don't stop learning. Step number 2 to do before you start investing in stocks is to start cutting back on some of the unnecessary expenses in your life. This will help put more money in your pocket and more money into your investment account. So for example, I'm recording this on an iPhone 7. I don't have any AirPods. I don't need to have the newest iPhone every time it comes out. I don't need all the fancy gadgets to make these recordings, even though they would be a little bit better if I did. But that saves me money. So once you've done your research, you've started cutting back on your expenses, then we can start to look at brokers and platforms. This is where you're actually going to start the investment account process. So you want to go out there and find what broker or platform fits what you're trying to do. And there are a ton out there. Just go on Google, type in best investment brokers, and you will get article after article with lists of them, comparing them. So the articles that have those comparisons side by side are the best ones. I like looking at those because it will show, okay, which of these brokers are charging fees, which ones have bonuses to sign up, which ones have apps that you can download on your phone to keep track of your account, or which ones have plans where you can invest $100 a month without even having to think. You can set it up to invest $100 a month and never have to think about it, and it goes into a stock, and you just set it and forget it. So those are things that are helpful to know, because those might be things that you want in your account. So some of the big names in mobile apps these days are Robinhood, Webull. They have $0 commit. They're free to buy stocks, so that's great. So if you want something that you can do on your desktop, you may want to look at a company that's been around a little bit longer, like E-Trade or TD Ameritrade, things like that. There's also another way to invest, the mobile app called Acorns. So if you've seen commercials for this or advertisements, basically you hook it up to your credit card or debit card, and every time you make a purchase, say you purchase something for $1.50, well, that extra 50 cents on that second dollar, they'll round it up. The charge will be $2, and that extra 50 cents will go into your Acorns account. So every time you're spending money, that extra money from your charge is going into your investment account. So you're never really thinking about it. You're just getting, you're buying things for even numbers instead of change. So it's a good way to invest without having to think about it. That said, I believe they charge at least $1 a month. So you'll want to look into if it's worth it for that fee. I just made a video on how significant fees can be over the course of your lifetime. I'll link it up above this video because they can snowball. They can become massive over the course of your life. You want to aim for a brokerage that's going to be as low fee as possible, but Acorns may still be best for you if you need something that you're just never going to think of, or if you spend so much money that you're putting so much money into this Acorns account that $1 a month really doesn't really matter. At this point, you're going to have to decide what you're going to invest in. Now that you are with a company, you got to decide what stocks you're going to invest in, or what index funds, or what ETFs, or what mutual funds. There's lots of different ways you can go here. And this is where that research is going to come into play. Did you decide, okay, you want a dividend passive income investment account, or do you want growth stocks, or do you want an index of lots of different stocks and just put your money in that and let it do its thing? You can pick your own companies. You can say, I just want Apple and Tesla and Netflix and that's it. Or you can go with an index fund that is tech heavy, so it'll have Apple and Netflix and Tesla and things like that in it, but it would also be diversified among many other stocks. So there's a lot of different ways you can go with that. Again, do your research, figure out which way you want to go. Personally, I don't invest in anything that I don't understand. I think Warren Buffett said that, don't invest in things that you don't understand. Or he probably said the inverse of that, only invest in things that you understand. And I think that's a great tip. So I like my Apple investment because I have Apple products and I absolutely love them. I don't think anything else compares to them. And I have Zillow because every time I want to go look at houses, I go to Zillow.com. There's not even another website that I even think of. It's always Zillow.com. I have DocuSign because I've bought 2 houses and sold a house so far in my life, and every single time I've done that, and I've rented a house to 3 different renters. So 1, 2, 3, 6 times now that I've made a real estate transaction. Every single time my realtor used DocuSign with me. So the light bulb just kind of turned on there, and I thought, man, the real estate market is absolutely massive. If everybody's using DocuSign for this, then DocuSign's going to be good. So I bought DocuSign. So there's different ways that you can look at stocks for investing. So once you've figured out, if you're going to invest in index funds or an ETF or specific companies, buy some shares. The market is open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4 East Coast time. It's not open on holidays, but once the market's open, buy your shares. Just get in. That's the biggest thing, is getting in as early as possible in your life. You want as much time in the market as you can possibly have, because all of that interest that you're making, those returns are going to compound over time. And the more time you have to let them compound, the bigger that snowball is going to get. And that brings me to step number 5. The last thing, once you have your stocks, set a recurring contribution from whatever account you have hooked up to your investment account. If that's your savings account, checking account, whatever you have hooked up, or maybe it's your checking card if you have like a Robinhood app or something, right? You have to put money into this account somehow. So whatever you did to put money in this account, set it up, set the app up, set the platform up to have a monthly transfer of however much you decide, whatever you can afford. If that's $100 a month, if it's $1,000 a month, if it's $5 a month, it doesn't matter. Get your money into an account, into stocks, and then set a recurring contribution so that every single month you're buying more. Because if you put $1,000 in, maybe you're 20 years old, maybe you're 30 years old, doesn't matter. If you put $1,000 in to start this account and then that's it, you put $1,000 into stocks, well, in 30 years, maybe that even if you got 10 times your money on that, you now have $10,000 in 30 years. I mean, that's better than nothing. But if you put $1,000 in now and then you set $100 a month to go in, you've doubled your account in 1 year just from your contributions alone. That doesn't even include whatever you gained in interest on those stocks. Contributions are absolutely massive. They're key. So don't forget to do that. It's probably the most important step after every single other one. Actually, they're all important. Do them all. So that's it, guys. This is how to invest in stocks for beginners. If you enjoyed this video, if you got some kind of value out of this or some information, please go down below, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment for me. Do any one of those. It helps my channel out, it supports it, it helps that YouTube algorithm to get it to show it to other people. So really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.